Wagwan apples, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'll be showing you how to make a bath bomb. However, these are the equipments you'll need: a bowl, a mixing, like a spoon to mix. I use a wooden one, strainer, some measuring cups. You'll need some molds. I use like the regular egg-shaped ones, and these are also another type. Like you can also use this for soap making. I didn't get to show you in the video because I run out of bath bomb. You'll also need napkin, to help you clean up during the whole thing. You need witch hazel and a spray bottle. For the purpose of the witch hazel is to get it to the perfect consistency like a sand. And when you mold the bath bomb together, you should be able to drop it back in the mixing bowl and it doesn't fall apart. Some pink Himalayan sea salt, some baking soda or sodium bicarbonate. I'll definitely leave all the ingredients down below and the equipment, so definitely check the description box. You'll definitely need citric acid. This is one of the most important ingredients because this is what gives the bath bombs the fizz. The recipe for this video will also be linked down below in the description box. Some coconut oil, and this is just adding moisture to the bath bombs. A little drop of red food coloring just to give it an added extra red look, not too much now. So because I use rose petals for these bath bombs, I'm going to use rose essential oil as well as some berry essential oil. I did use lavender because I was saying I wasn't going to use any lavender. However, I did use lavender in one of them actually. Lavender flowers, rose petals, and those I use in the bottom and the top of the molds just for its aromaceutical benefits as well as making it look pretty. So I already went ahead and melted the coconut oil, and I used like 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. Then I am now adding mixed berry essential oils to the coconut oil. Couple of drops of rose essential oil.
Maybe when the bright lights start to fade, fire up your lighter, float on with the wind.
Some red food coloring, but this was my mistake, guys, and you don't have to make it. So you know that liquid and oil doesn't go together because you need an emulsifier for them to really stick together. So I would recommend adding the food coloring right now. I would recommend adding it after you mix all the powder phase together. Then you add your oils to the powder phase. Then you would add your coloring. So yeah, but it didn't make or break the recipe. So you can do this, but it's just gonna look, you know how water and oil fall apart, like it don't come together. So that you can just keep adding the coloring right here. Right now I'll be adding some baking soda, and of course I'll be straining them, guys. So I'll be sifting it until it's completed. I'll also be doing this for all the powder ingredients.
You make me feel you made me.
Now it's time to mix all the powders together now and the salt thoroughly, guys. No, the citric acid is not in there. You want to leave the citric acid for last because it dries up as you go along, kind of thing, when it's time to actually mold the bath bombs. So I leave that for last.
You made me feel where you at? Tell me, Shensia, like you want me hit the spirit like a damn car tire. Endless loving and it can expire.
Right now I'll be adding my oil phase, and I'll be just making sure I mix it, blend it in with everything properly.
I never answer prayer. You know, say you got the loving for me body when you hold me, and if you call me, we come. Baby, me now let you go. Love is like a seed that you reap what you sow. Oh, baby, when the bright lights start to fade, fire up your lighter, float on with the waves. You made me feel like to make the thing get dumb. And when you blaze it up, you know me not run. Want it bad, bad like it's against the law. Light up, bright up, kiss it on me want. Me palm my skin, you feel the crop. And me body, she a crop. So me tell you raw. Baby, when the bright lights start to fade, fire up your lighter, float on with the waves. You made me feel light. You made me feel light. You made me feel. Baby, when the bright lights start to fade, fire up your lighter, float on with the waves.
So you see guys how the color comes together nicely. So this is where I said you could just go ahead and just add a couple drops of food coloring in and just make sure you mix it out properly. You can use any form of coloring. You can use my color and like any color. I just chose red because I was going with red petals. Had I known that I was going to add a little lavender in one, I would probably use some purple powder or purple glitter. So just make it your own. As you can see, I left the citric acid for last, so that's what I'm adding now, and I'll be just blending it together.
You made me feel light. You made me feel light. You made me feel. Baby, when the brown lights start to fade.
As you can see right here, I have my spray bottle. I'll be just spraying it with the witch hazel like I told you earlier, and until I get the perfect sand-like consistency. So I'll be playing around with it, dropping it back in the mixture to see if it falls apart. So that's what you want to do at this point until you get that perfect stick together consistency. If you've reached this far, that means you're a real OG. So why not subscribe? Give me a great big thumbs up, leave all your feedback down below as well as your video requests, and I'll definitely come through.
Fire up your lighter, float on with the wind. You made me feel light. You made me feel light.
Now it's time to add the mixture to the molds, and I'll tell you guys to skip this step. I was spritzing it with some witch hazel, but like as you add the salt to it, you'll see it fizzing. So to stop that reaction, do not spray the witch hazel in the bottom. I just did it to make it a little easier when I was ready to unmold it, but you can skip this part. Right now, all I'm doing is adding the rose petals and the lavender flowers to the bottom of each mold. So right now, I'll be adding the mixture now to the molds, and I got two perfect ones and two imperfect ones. The two imperfect ones come from when I made the first two that were perfect. I thought it was too much because I thought the molds were supposed to close. But not knowing that once it holds down together and forms that shape, you don't have to worry about it. So I thought that I fill it up too much, and so I put less in the other mold and cover it. So those two were a little smaller and the shape wasn't as nice as the first two that was perfect. So you could just fill up the molds to the brim and pat it in. And had I known then I would use the presser now to give it that nice design on top. But you know, next time.
Call me, yes. Call me, yes. Look again, I love you, would be. I tell you I love somebody else. Call me, yes. You know, say the girl today. I time for you to to the side chick. You better call me instead.
This is actually the perfect one.
Baby, come over now the morning. I'ma leave the door unlocked. Me love it though you beat it like a conga drum. Me never want this fun for done. No, no. Tell wife you're the pan the night shift. Bring your bike, come make me ride it. Cause SP never itch, I'll never snitch. Call me. You better love somebody else. Call me, yeah. In the city, got 2 days.
This was after I made all, guys, and as you can see, I had 2 perfect ones. Actually, it was supposed to actually even be 1, and the 2 right here, they were imperfect, but you know, lessons learned. And I did went back in and play with it because you know I was excited. It's my first time, but yeah. So this is the next day, and look at how beautiful they are. And you know, you'll get the pharmaceutical benefits. The lavender soothes you and relax your body. However, regular time for it to mold is like 3 to 4 hours. However, you can leave it overnight. So this is just the testing, guys, and like it didn't fizz out like you know quick. Like some bath bombs, as you drop them in, it just fizz out easily. This one took some time, and I really love that. And as you can see, it changed the color of the water as expected. And you know, the deeper the color is, the more pigmented it will be. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and until my next video, one love.